Let me ask you, since you know him and you understand the sort of sociopathic way his brain works, what is his incentive structure for perpetuating a big lie that killed law enforcement officials? He likes to align himself with law enforcement. They were mutilated by his own supporters at the Capitol. Do you see him as looking at it as sort of pride that his supporters will even mutilate law enforcement officials for him? Or what do you think he relishes out of what his supporters did in service to him on January 6th?
Well, that's a great question. So Donald Trump needs the adulation of the crowd the way that you need oxygen to breathe. And it's very sad because instead, when he rowdied up that crowd and he turned around and told them, you go, and I will meet you there. That to me was the very first telltale that he wanted them to attack the Capitol. And what he did, because he's a coward, he got his Secret Service to get him back to the White House. He went straight up to the residence. He turned on the 3 televisions sitting in the room, in his bedroom, to the various different channels. He sat there and watched, and I could visualize it. He would sit there and watch the various different channels and see all of the crowd wearing the MAGA hats, wearing these MAGA 2020 capes, wearing the Trump 2020, flags, attacking the police officers, attacking the Capitol. And he took a pride in it that this paramilitary group was doing his bidding, because people don't realize this. And Nicolle, I've said it before, but I really think it's important that people understand this. Donald Trump never wanted to be president of this country. He wanted to be its dictator. He wanted to be an autocrat, just like Vladimir Putin, like Kim Jong-un. He wanted to be like Mohammed bin Salman, a monarch, the United States of Trump. And when he saw the civilians attacking Congress for what? The purpose of not allowing the election results to be read, he actually for a moment believed in his head that he would be able to overturn the election results, that he would be reinstated, and then the next 4 years he would do nothing but try to figure out how to stay, president for life, how to become an autocrat. And he relished in the moment as officers were hurt or killed, and innocent people lost their lives, were severely injured. I mean, he relishes in that sort of thing. No different than when he turned around and he told people, if that person starts screaming in the crowd, I give you permission to beat them up, and don't worry, I'll pay your legal fees. Well, fortunately for a lot of people that they didn't do that, because Donald Trump would never pay your legal fees. And you could take that to the bank, because I'm right now in litigation with him on the exact same topic.
Your insights about him are only reinforced by the things that we have in the public record. The tweet that says, we love you. The video that says to Congress, this is what happens when you deny a result.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.